Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Wednesday, December 28th, 2016. In about an hour, I'll be live on Truth Frequency Radio, The Gematria Effect, again, every Wednesday night. Conversation, free to call in. The phone number is 866-37-TRUTH, and the phone lines are open. You can speak your mind. You can talk about what I present on this channel, your additional findings, what you found with your own research. Every Wednesday night, Truth Frequency Radio, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 Eastern. It's a 3-hour program. Please tune in if you never have before. I'll be talking about this man's death and more this evening, trying to get out the knowledge of what's going on in this world. So it's reported Ricky Harris, former actor, remembered for being in Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson and Tupac Shakur. It's reported he just passed December 26th. And before we get to his death, if you missed this video I put out last night, Murder by Numbers, Carrie Fisher death, George Michael's Last Christmas, and Troy Avenue shooting scare, I will link this video in the description. In the beginning of the video, I explained the significance of the number 67 in regards to murder and ritual sacrifice. And in fact, on December 23rd, I said if Carrie Fisher is to die, on this date there was a scare that she'd stopped breathing on a plane, she had to be brought back to life. I said if she's to die, it will be likely 67 days from her birthday. And I showed how December 26th was a span of 67 days. The day she died, December 27th, was 67 days after. So anyway, I talked about that December 23rd. It came true. She died December 27th. At the beginning of this video, I talk about her death, Prince's death, and a number of other deaths this year connected to the number 67, including Natalie Cole. A lot of people this year. A lot of people have died by the number 67. So I had not heard the story about Ricky Harris, the lesser-known actor, passing, and right away, you guys, there's a lot of people criticizing me right now and saying I can only do gematria and a calculator. I don't know why I'm getting knocked like this. It wouldn't even really matter. But if anyone goes back and watches my first videos, I didn't even know that gematria calculators existed. I just did everything by hand on a whiteboard, teaching people how to do it. When I found the calculator, it sped up the process. But I've been able to do gematria in my head for almost 3 years. I can drive down the freeway and decode the signs in real time, which is awesome, because it's amazing how many mileposts have the same name as the town. And the reason that's so is because Freemasons have set up this nation. Just like when you're driving from Portland to Seattle, which I do a lot, one of the signs is Seattle, 82 miles. Seattle equals 82. So anyway, Ricky Harris drops dead at age 54. I'm going to show you what's so interesting about the date he died on, how his death is very much like George Michael's death at age 53, which we'll get to. But Ricky Harris, 67, this number, blood sacrifice 67, satanic 67. At the beginning of this year, I said Prince better watch his ass. We'll be reading about him dying after Vanity died. His former girlfriend, he died a span of 67 days from Vanity. And in February, when I talked about that, the day after Vanity's death, I talked specifically about 67, how a bunch of people had already died by the number earlier in the year. Remember how this year, 2016, began with death, death, death? Almost all of it was 67. So anyway, we needed to call something the 67 Club because this club is real and growing rapidly. 67 is the 19th prime number, by the way. Satan has gematria of 19, like how satanic 67. Little relationship there. Ricky Harris was born January 26, 1962. Remember, almost everyone in Hollywood's a Freemason. This guy has a great birthday for a Freemason. The word Mason's 26 and 62. Born on the 26th in 62, dead on the 26th in 2016 at age 54. Notice how when you write out 54 as a word, it actually sums to 54 in gematria, and also 126th. And look at his birthday, 1/26, kind of like 126. Thought that was interesting. As I've been pointing out for years, a lot of times when celebrities drop dead, the reason they're dying, the reason they're the ritual sacrifice, if they're really passing, and for anyone who tells you that all these people are really dying or they're really not all dying. You know, I don't know anyone out here that has any proof of anything either way. I'm showing you as much proof as I know. How these celebrities are dropping dead by the numbers. There was a song recorded in 1983, Murder by Numbers, and the chorus is about how it's as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3, just like gematria, which is ABC 1, 2, 3. But anyway, as I've been explaining, a lot of these celebrities, they're connected to the sports championships. And look, this man dropped dead 54 days after Game 7 of the World Series. Baseball equals 54. Huge number on the World Series. Illinois 54. Remember also, 47 days before the World Series concluded, I predicted the Cubs would win it in Game 7 and Miguel Montero would have a big hit. Who was number 47? Miguel Montero had the game-winning run, or RBI, in Game 7 of the World Series that the Cubs won. In Game 7, as I predicted. Almost as good as my Super Bowl prediction, where months before the Super Bowl was played, I said the Broncos would beat the Panthers, Von Miller would be the MVP, and there'd be a Black Panther tribute. All those things happened. And not to mention, I got the NBA Finals perfect, said that the Cavs would win it in Game 7 on King James's birthday. Anyway, I don't mean to gloat, I just have to remind people, because for all the people who watch my videos for the first time, you know, they think this stuff's nonsense. Then they go back and see all that I've done and shown, they realize something's going on here. And something really is going on here. So this man's dead 54 days after the World Series, baseball 54. For all you baseball fans, think about baseball in the number 9. Game of 9s, 9 innings. You know, 9 straight strikes would be 3 straight outs. 54 outs in a complete game, you know, 27 for each team. Baseball 54. All the pro sports are named accordingly. Again, go through my work. A lot to explain, lots of knowledge on this channel. Almost 2,000 videos. So also, this man, look at his birth numerology, 108. The Cubs broke the 108-year drought, you know. Geometry equals 108, Major League equals 108. There's 108 double stitches on a baseball. The tallest building in Chicago, Sears Tower, 108 stories. In spring training, I said why the Cubs would win the World Series last year and how it had all to do with 108. This man drops dead 54 days after with 108 birth numerology at age 54. I mean, it couldn't be any more perfect. 45, Illinois has gematria of 45 and 54. Cubs is 45. Wrigley's 45, 1945, the last time the Cubs were in the World Series. 71 years. Remember, Game 1 of the World Series, the date was 71 numerology. The same day the 71st season of the NBA began. Cleveland opening it up. Cleveland last regular season, the basketball team and the baseball team, they were playing the same opponents in both leagues and having the same winning streaks. Remember that? It's all scripted. Date with 27 numerology, MLB 27 outs per team. The day he died, the day after Christmas, date was 74 numerology. The word killing is 74. Cross is 74. Jesus is 74. Gospel, Messiah, all words with 74 gematria. So as occult, Jewish, Masonic, we see these numbers stamped in these Freemasonic rituals. From rig sports to ritual murder to even faking of deaths, if that's what it is. It's also a date with 47 numerology. Number for time, authority, judge, obey, foundation, framework. Important number to Freemasonry. Look into Euclid's 47th problem. But here's the best one of all. Dead on a date with 54 numerology at age 54, 54 days after the World Series. And remember, George Michael died on Christmas Day, a date that had 53 numerology, one less, at age 53. Missed my video on George Michael. Again, I'll link it down in the description. I have a couple of them, I guess. His initials for Ricky, RH. R's the 18th letter, H is the 8th. Put it together, 26. Born on the 26th, dead on the 26th. His first major role, Poetic Justice, which came out in 93. 93. 93 is the number for Saturn, the keeper of time. Very important to the occult, to the esoteric, to the Jewish Kabbalists that run Hollywood that once gave this man his checks and made him a celebrity. For me, my interpretation of what I've decoded and demonstrated is that no matter if these people are being killed or they're ritually faking their deaths, they are being given orders that they can obey and follow. And it's not on a code that they create, it's on the code that's been given to them, a recurring code used again and again. And again, 93, super important to Zionist Israel. It is Zionist Jews worldwide that control banking and media, Hollywood. It's not hard to see who's doing this. He died the day after Christmas, which is really Saturnalia, the ancient Roman festival. All roads lead to Rome. Saturn, the keeper of time. Look at this. The movie came out in 93. Saturn is the keeper of time to the occult. The sun is the keeper of time to this world. And in science, we're told the sun is 93 million miles away. 93 is the number. Saturn equals 93. God's sun equals 93. Think about it. God's one and only son, the sun 93 million miles away. Crucifix, Jesus on the cross, astrological cross, the sun in the sky. Crucifix 93. Poetic Justice came out in 93. Look at Poetic Justice. This man was born in and died in Long Beach, California. Same thing as Poetic Justice, 930. Day After Christmas, 930. Dead at age 54. Something I've been explaining the whole time I've been here. 54 and 93 paired together. This is important to the occult religion Thelema. This man was 54 years old. 23 years later. The word symbol's 23. So RIP to Ricky Harris if he's really passed. Just more emphasis on 67. I just made a long video on this yesterday. 67. Now here it is. Next person we look at, Ricky Harris. Here we go again, another 67. It's amazing how many there have been this year. It's mind-blowing. Now, a lot of people say, Zach, how do you know this stuff's not all just, orchestrated by God? How do you know this all isn't God's plan? And the more I do this research, the more I question myself. And I think that's a good thing. You can never be too sure. I am confident that stories such as Dylan Stormroof, the white supremacist who shot up the Charleston church, is complete made-up propaganda by the numbers, mimicking the way God works. It seems that what is going on in this world is the Freemasons are mimicking God. They've come to understand that God is operating by some kind of numerical code. There's a lot of pieces I don't understand, but just being aware of this knowledge and paying attention to what's happened in my own life, just each and every day, more and more examples that there's something really going on with these numbers beyond what I know. And with regards to my home just being crashed into on Christmas Eve, I'm going to do a video with the police report. I now have a copy of the police report. I will upload the video. I'm going to show you that the time of the crash was reported at 8 o'clock p.m. sharp. And 8 o'clock p.m. is the exact same time I was walking out of a church, and I have not been in a church in a number of years. The exact same time I was walking out of a church building, a car crashed into my home, as reported. Very bizarre incident. Learning more about it each day. Because of the car crash, I was down in Portland, Oregon, where I'm from, where my family is. I was visiting them. I see them once, maybe twice a year. And I just gotten down there. I had to come right back because of the car crashing into my home. And just look at this. I got back to my house. I documented the damage, having very little information, in case someone's really trying to send a message. I thought I would upload a quick video, show people that I was still in positive spirits, but something had gone funny at my home. And I uploaded the video, and just immediately I began getting attacked. People saying I made it up. I was trying to get sympathy to raise money for the website. And, that's not it at all. And I'm never going to ask for a penny for this accident. I have insurance. It's going to be taken care of. But just because people are questioning, I wanted to upload an image that people could see. Plus, my mother had been asking me to give her an image of the wreck so she could see how bad it was. I wasn't going to post it till the next morning in the daytime when it was brighter, because as you can see, I took this picture at night. It's 2:26 in the morning. But that's just it, Truth Seeker. When I went outside, I was just tired, documenting things. I wasn't paying attention at the time. I took the picture, I uploaded the photo, and not paying attention at all to the time. Just, I got in the middle of the night, documented, cleaned some things up, unpacked a little, went out, took this picture, put it online so people could see there really was something that had wrecked into the house and ripped the corner off, as you can see right here. Well, I didn't even notice that I uploaded it to 226 until just today. I was just going back to look and see, what people had said about this. I hadn't looked at it since I posted it. I hadn't been on my Facebook since I posted this thing. So when I saw I posted at 226, it really tripped me out because if you follow my work, I talk about 226 a lot. The word planet in Jewish gematria, show you this real quick. The word planet in Jewish gematria equals 226, and the word Saturn is 93. Saturn, the most important planet to the occult. See the 93? Planet was 226. When you write out, and here I'll just show you this, you need the other calculator. It doesn't do it on Gematrix because Gematrix is missing one key form of gematria. But if you write out 226, it sums to 93. You see this? The 93 World Trade Center bombing was on February 26th, 226, synced up perfectly with September 11th. The date September 11th has a lot to do with Saturn. Saturn in Francis Bacon gematria equals 119, kind of like 11/9 for the date. Well, anyway, I uploaded this at 226, Christmas morning, and what's interesting about Christmas is, again, it is Saturnalia, the ancient Roman festival, celebration of Saturn. And what's a trip, Truth Seeker, is, where is it at? I was in Oregon. I was in Oregon when I was notified. That's my home state, my birth state. The date Oregon was established is February 14th, 1859. That is a date with 93 numerology. 33rd state. On September 11th, there was flight 93 of 33 passengers. There's something about these numbers. The sun equals 33. The sun is 93 million miles away. So, and just so you guys don't misinterpret, there's a lot of people going around saying I have a Jesus complex and I think I'm God. That's not it at all. I'm saying that the more I understand this, the more it seems that God is trying to communicate this way. And what I'm honestly asking myself right now is, a lot of people say what's wrong with me is I don't believe in Jesus. And, there's a lot of people who hate me for that because I say I don't believe. So I'll think about it more. Am I wrong about Jesus? Is this a message that I'm wrong about Jesus? Maybe it is. So I'm going to be thinking about it. 2017, I'm going to be thinking all about it and looking for the evidence. Remember, I was raised a Lutheran. The reason I stopped believing in Jesus is because for so long my prayers weren't ever answered. I thought I was praying on deaf ears. And True Seeker, honestly, I am 33 years old right now. Can't hate me for that. I've been doing this since I was 30. I had to turn 33 at some point. So anyway, it just blows my mind, Then what was funny is I was going to YouTube to start this video, and right after I'd made this video, I was at 38,000, 115 subscribers. Just all of a sudden after I uploaded this post, went to make the video, 37,093 subscribers. And anyway, all this 93, it made me think of something else. I want to show you something, Truth Seeker. In this same garage that got hit, 10 months to the day, February 24th, I uploaded this video. It's the weirdest thing that's ever happened on this channel. Well, maybe until recently when my Siri started opening up and recording, and as I've showed you guys in real time on this channel, some weird things have happened while I'm recording videos. Siri just turning on the phone. But the weirdest thing still to date to me is what happened in this video exactly 10 months before my garage was ran into. Notice 10 in garage. 39, like reflection of 93. Pagan equals 39. Saturnalia. Pagan holiday. If you've never seen this video from February 24th, we're just going to watch not even the first minute and a half of this, but I just want you to see what happens. Hey, Truth Seekers. Welcome back. Zach here. Today's February 24th, 2000. Next week will be Super Tuesday. Hey, Truth. Let me go back. I didn't mean to mute that. I was trying to turn up the volume louder. I'm not sure you guys can hear the... I want to make sure you can hear it. All right, let's try that again.
Speakers, welcome back. Zach here. Today's February 24th, 2016. Next week will be Super Tuesday, the date where several states have their primaries. And after that, it becomes clear who the candidates will be for the Democratic and Republican parties for president. I suspect that after Super Tuesday, we will have our candidates. They will be Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Last year, summer and spring, I made several videos on the election showing what was going on and what was likely to come. Back then, I was leaning towards the fact that the next president would likely be Hillary Clinton, an assumption I held from 2008 after Obama was elected president. Hillary still could become president, but I'm trying to be unbiased, and I'm trying to figure out what makes the most sense in this crazy nation as the next president of the United States. And in brainstorming about that, that is the weirdest shit, Truth Seeker. The light just turned on in here, and there's no way for that light to come on without me hitting the switch.
So anyway, if you've seen that video, the light ends up going back off. I never seen that happen since, and I've recorded a lot of videos in the garage. The light's never just come on by itself before. And, you know, I think God was trying to communicate with me that day, telling me, you're right, Donald Trump is going to be the next president. In this video, I go on to talk about how Donald Trump is going to stir up all this hate and division and accelerate all the craziness that's going on in the world. And I want to show you something about Donald Trump and I. You know, is destiny a real thing, Truth Seeker? I'm about to go set up a tent in front of the White House. You know, because this guy, it's a sign. There's a reason it's the Trump-Pence ticket. You know, the 45th president. The 45th president, announced as the president on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, November 9th. You know, Mr. Wall on the Berlin Wall. The magic square of Saturn sums to 45. The word Saturn, if you caught this in Jewish gematria, sums to 511. From the day Donald Trump's campaign began, which was June 16th, 2015, and to Election Day, November 8th, 2016, look at this, 511 days. A number for Saturn, keeper of time. Donald Trump, the 45th president. 45, the magic square of Saturn's sum is 45. You know? And have you ever noticed my initials, Truth Seeker? Kind of weirds me out a little bit now that I'm aware of this. You know? My face looks weirded out in this picture, huh?
This house
it still looks weirded out. I'm just like all alarmed. I can't believe it that the light bulb just turned on. And isn't it weird? Light bulb equals 93. You know, a light bulb going off? It's like God gave me the most clear sign that what I had said there was right. But I couldn't accept that Donald Trump would be the next president. It just seemed too ridiculous. A lot of people have tried to knock me because I thought it would be Hillary, but if you go back and watch all my videos, and all of them I kind of was that way, I was saying, well, all this really lines up for Donald Trump, but I think it's just too ridiculous that he'd be the president. I should have known better, Truth Seeker. Should have known better. If you haven't seen what I've all shown about Donald Trump since he was elected and how it was all foretold in TV shows, commercials, look at the name Donald in Jewish gematria. 119, announced on 11/9 in 2010. He has the Serta mattress commercial talking to sheep with numbers 11 and 9. There's something else, Truth Seeker. You know, Donald's running on Make America Great Again. Just notice that Donald's 50, America's 50, like the 50 states. I'm getting off on gematria tangents. But there is something really organic about this, Truth Seeker. Reminds me I got to be more open-minded. You know what I'm going to do? Since we just had Christmas, you know, the holiday the Christians celebrate as Jesus' birthday. I'm going to apologize to all of the Christians I've ever offended, and from now on, I'm not going to bash Christianity anymore. I'm going to speak against religion. I'm going to speak against people who say it's Jesus or nothing else, but I'm not going to be mean about it anymore. I think I'm supposed to take that away from this whole incident. You guys want to know something else about me? You can verify this too. Look at this. Show you something. This is my father's full name, and this is my full name. You see this? 8989. If you go to a web search and you type, what's the coldest day ever recorded? You should get the answer that on July 21st, 1983, the record coldest temperature was negative 89 Celsius. And this happens to be my birthday. And look at this, Truth Seeker. My mother's birthday is September 8th. September 8th. And from my father's birthday to her birthday is a full span of 144 days. Full span of 144 days. I was conceived and born in Oregon, the 33rd state, established on this date with 93 numerology. You know, and honestly, I don't even understand how this could all work out, but it seems that in some way it's all working out. It's as if there's been like ceremonies, rituals, maybe in perhaps certain places, ley lines in this world. You know, we call our language spelling. It's almost as if something's been created and manifested, and now it's carrying out a planned destiny. It almost feels like I got sucked up into it somehow, you know? And I think it's true for all of us. I'm just sharing with you from my own perspective. My parents' birthday is 144 days apart, the number for time, Saturn, the keeper of time, this weird thing happening on Christmas Eve, just before Saturnalia. And this is just the latest thing. I've just had so many weird things happen in my life, Truth Seeker. It's just so weird, you know? So for all the people who also say I could be wrong all this time and this is just how God takes people by the numbers, I mean, if this is true, if this is all the work of God, I mean, just think about it. Why is God syncing things up with sports games? What does this mean? We need to really reflect on these things if this is really what's going on in the world. Is it because there's so much energy on these things? There's so much energy on the sports? Creates these things? Chain reactions? This incident, the car crashing into my house, it also came 156 days from my 33rd birthday. Look at this. I'll show you this. It happened Christmas Eve, 8 o'clock p.m., 156 days after my 33rd birthday, and 33 connects directly to 156. Isn't it just so weird? I mean, could it be any more weird, Truth Seeker? And I promise you, I didn't mean to upload this at 2:26. I didn't do this just to create this whole story and narrative. It's just, when I saw this today, it just made my brains pop out of my head. But the way I interpret it is this is God trying to clue me in, you know? Maybe there's a big piece I'm missing here, like people have been saying. So I mean it. That's going to be true going this day forward. I'm not lashing out at any more Christians. You know, I get berated by a lot of Christians. If you watch my first 200 videos, I was nice to everybody. I never spoke back. I let people attack me and make up all these accusations about me for more than a year before I responded. I just had a breaking point. And, you know, I think having that breaking point's brought in a lot of people because it's more entertaining to watch me rant and go off on people that other people can't stand. But I don't know, Truth Seeker. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. I'll be doing a video about what's coming in 2017 and what else we were told Christmas Day with all the Israel headlines. Netanyahu equals 37, Israel equals 37, 12 plus 25, Christmas Day, 37. There's a reason we were getting all this Israel predictive programming on Christmas, the fake news that nearly caused a nuclear war with Pakistan and Israel. If you missed that headline, just all this stuff going on. I'll be doing a video on that. What I honestly think, Truth Seeker, is, again, God is really working through these numbers, and the Freemasons, these sick psychopaths, they're trying to be like God, and they're mimicking and they're murdering people by numbers. But sometimes, it might actually be God's work as well. And obviously it is. So maybe be more slow with the judgments. And I think for the most part, I put out the information right. And I tell people to consider. I just say what I think weighs more heavily, and perhaps I've been wrong. And I think I might got my biggest clue yet on Christmas Eve, between that and what happened in the garage 10 months earlier. I think I ignored God here. I thought, oh no. A bunch of people made videos making fun of me there. Matty D for Truth, this guy that tries to pretend like he's a nice guy, he always makes these little snide videos about me saying like I'm changing my stories, and he made a video saying this was just an electrical problem and I was a kook. I've never had that happen since that day. Never. Lived in the house since the beginning of 2012. In fact, I moved to this home, there's another thing. I moved to this home on Friday the 13th. I got the keys to the house January 13th, 2012. This home's been a very bizarre experience for me. I didn't know about gematria when I moved here. So anyway, I got to get off. The show's going to start pretty soon. By the time this uploads, the show will probably be kicking off. So thanks as always, Truth Seeker. I'll link yesterday's video about George Michael and Carrie Fisher down below. And go back and watch all the videos I made. Prince, all this stuff. All year, been covering people dying by number 67. Number 67. We got to get the word out about people dropping dead by 67. You just teach somebody about this and you just pay attention to celebrity deaths, people aren't going to think you're crazy. They're going to go, okay, this is impossible. This is an impossible coincidence. Something is going on here. Till next time, Truth Seeker. Hey, Truth Seekers. One last point I want to make. I was talking about the 89 connections with my father and I, the date I was born, my mother being born September 8th, a date written 8/9. I forgot to mention that 89 is the 11th Fibonacci number, coming right before 144, and my parents' birthdays are 144 days apart. My father, again, born April 18th, which happens to be the 108th day of the year, and my mother born September 8th. And that's a full span of 144 days between the two of them. The number for time. Isn't it interesting that 144 is the 12th Fibonacci number? The square root of 144 is 12. 12 has a lot to do with time. The word time's 144. 12 months, 12 hours. In the evening, the morning. It's mind-blowing. And something a number of people pointed out that I didn't know when I started this research, and I only know it because people have told me. They've said, hey, did you know that your mother's birthday is the same day as the Virgin Mary's? Virgin Mary's birthday is supposedly September 8th. I always thought the most interesting thing about that date was Mark McGwire set a home run record on it. And I still remember because my dad and I were watching the at-bat to see if he would hit it, and it was my mom's birthday now that I think back, and she really wanted to go. But me and my dad wanted to watch the at-bat on my mom's birthday. Isn't that awful? And he hit the home run, though. So we were like, see, Mom, we had to wait. Oh, it's terrible. But yeah. Life is weird, Truth Seeker. Until next time.